Well, the New York Jets got absolutely dominated by the Buffalo Bills with the final score of 30-10. We got to talk about it. Here's my post-game live reaction. Devastating loss from the New York Jets, to say the least. And we got to break it all down. We are live here on the Jets Media post-game show on Bleacher Report. My name is Richie, and we're excited to talk about this game because this was one of those where it was a wake-up call for these New York Jets. After looking really good last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers in a loss, Justin Fields in this offense gets absolutely destroyed, to say it nicely. Justin Fields exits the game with a potential concussion, and the final score of this game is 30-10. And there's a lot of things that we have to break down in this matchup of the reasons why the New York Jets lost, okay? The New England Patriots just beat the Miami Dolphins. So if you look at the AFC East standings right now, you got the Buffalo Bills in first place at 2-0, the New England Patriots in second place at 1-1, and then you have the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets both 0-2 in the basement of the AFC East. Now, there's a lot of reasons why the New York Jets lost this football game. Starting off with the discipline on defense. Okay, this team still has that penalty issues that we saw last year. It's that simple. We still have those nightmare roughing the passing penalties. On third down, this defense was absolutely lost today. No excuses for this football team still having the same issues as last year. And a lot of Jets fans are thinking to themselves, listen, we did not have high expectations heading into the season. Even heading into this game, not a lot of people expected the Jets to win. And it's not even about them losing. It's about how they looked on the football field, incompetent. Like they don't even belong. There's nothing to take away from this game with a positive light. Nothing. The offense was bad all four quarters. The defense cannot stop a nosebleed. Josh Allen even had a nosebleed. Mitch Trubisky had more passing yards, I believe, than Justin Fields did. And as good as Justin Fields looked in week number 1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers, that does not matter anymore based off of what we saw today. Justin Fields was terrible today. Absolutely awful. Missing throws left and right. This is the Justin Fields experience, folks. This is what he did in Chicago. He had a game where everyone's looking at each other like, wow, Justin Fields, he's got some real upside. He's got some real potential. Look at these throws. Look at these runs. Offense scoring points. Did that in Chicago. And then the next week, he does something like this. This is the Justin Fields experience. We're all living it right now. And I don't know, Aaron Glenn, this is your opportunity to show that this is not the same old Jets, because every single Jets fan is looking at this football team after this performance and saying, same old Jets. I'm not going there yet, but boy, oh boy, did they look like a football team that was not prepared, undisciplined, and just got absolutely destroyed from a game plan perspective. Right? There was no game plan, no execution. It looked like this Buffalo Bills team knew what was coming before we even had to call it. Every single time the Jets went out there and called a play on offense, the Buffalo Bills defense was prepared. They knew what was coming. There was no creativity. And it really goes to coaching. If I had to blame this loss on anybody, I'm putting it on the coaching staff first. I'm putting it on Aaron Glenn. I'm putting it on Steve Wilks and Tanner Engstrand, because they had a game plan that looked awful. Absolutely terrible in this game, if I'm being honest with you all. It was awful. And it's beyond frustrating when you see this football team go out there last week and looked as good as they did against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That doesn't matter. Don't you guys realize there's no moral victories in this league? This is a week-by-week sport. As good as we felt with Justin Fields and the Jets offensively last week, it's all flushed down the drain after what we just witnessed with this football team today. I thought that these types of games were going to be in the past. I really did. And what I mean by these types of games, I mean getting mollywopped, getting destroyed. There is nothing from this football game you're like, okay, we could build on that. Last week, there were some things you look at, okay, we lost, but there's some things we can build off of. Not the case in this one. And we can go from the start of this game. What happened? The Jets get the ball to start off the game. And when you receive the kickoff, especially going up against Josh Allen and the Bills. There's a lot of pressure on you to score. First play was a handoff to Brees, no gain. Second play, handoff to Brees, negative gain. And then it's 3rd and long. You have Garrett Wilson wide open over the middle. Justin Fields, high pass, 3 and out. You give the ball to the Bills, and what happens? You let Josh Allen run for 40 yards on 3rd down, and then on another 3rd down, you get a stop just for Michael Clemens to get a roughing the passing penalty. Something that we all as Jets fans do not understand why he is still on this football team. Somebody enlighten me. Why is this guy still on the football team? Why is Michael Clemens still a starting defensive end? And I know he doesn't start, but he's played a lot of snaps today. Jermaine Johnson left with an ankle injury, so he definitely got more playing time than we initially thought. But man, on crucial 3rd downs, Michael Clemens does not deserve to be on that football team. He does not need to be on the field. He shouldn't even be on this roster. He has done nothing but hurt this football team since he got drafted. I would not be shocked if he's the next guy to get cut. And I don't know if this is going to be a good look, to be honest with you all. From the Jets' perspective of, now the Jets cut Xavier Gipson after him fumbling last week. Is this what this football team is going to become? Whoever makes the big mistake, he's just released? Is that the culture we want to have, where every single player feels like they're walking on eggshells, where like, if I make a mistake, I'm going to get cut? Like, is that a good culture? I love the discipline. I love not messing around. But, man, the discipline is not felt. You don't look at this football team and it looks like they know what they're doing. Now, I also want to do something real quick here. I got to give respect to the Buffalo Bills. And I don't know if it's just the Bills are that good or the New York Jets are just that bad. I think you can argue it's both. But the Jets did not look like they were even close to being on the same level as the Buffalo Bills. And it's beyond frustrating when you look at the talent on this roster, starting with the defense. They showed no life, playing man coverage every single time on 3rd down. The Bills knew what was coming, and they execute. Every single time on 3rd down, the Jets cannot get off the field. It's the same issue against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And at some point, Jets fans are sick and tired of watching these types of games where you just get mollywopped and look like we're embarrassed. Like, Jets fans are watching these games thinking to ourselves, when will this end? 15 years it's been since we've been proud of our football team. The last time we were semi-proud was 10 years ago in 2015 when we just missed the playoffs. Like, the Jets were ranked 1st in the NFL offensively after last week's loss. And this offense, bro, I mean, I don't even want to bring up the stats because it was that bad. The stat line of Justin Fields, it's laughable. It's honestly embarrassing. I think this was one of the worst quarterback performances I've ever seen as a Jets fan, and that's saying a lot. We've been through a lot of quarterbacks as Jets fans, and the fact that he looked that good last week, Justin Fields, to look this bad a week later against a defense in the Buffalo Bills that did not look great last week. I know it was against Baltimore, who was a very good team. But you're telling me that we couldn't even move the ball and get into the red zone once. The stats are alarming, folks. They're beyond alarming. You want to look at the Jets' passing numbers? Justin Fields, 3 for 11, 27 passing yards, sacked twice, a passer rating of 39.6. And he rushed the ball 5 times for 49 yards. I mean, it doesn't get worse than that. Tyrod Taylor came in. He passed the ball 11 times and had 56 more yards. Like, what? I know what people are thinking. Tyrod Taylor looked better. You can argue. But it was a garbage time. Justin Fields left the game with a concussion. We'll see if he's going to be able to even play next week. But you look at the rushing. The Jets couldn't even establish a run game. That's the identity, and that's where it starts. How many times have we all said throughout the whole offseason that if this football team cannot establish a run game on offense, everything's going to fall apart, and this is exactly what we were talking about. This game is a perfect example. If this team goes down early and the run game's not working, it'll never work. That's not a recipe for success with this football team. We do not have a quarterback that is able to pass the ball and come from behind. The way that this offense works, you saw it last week. The reason why this offense was so good last week was because the run game was potent. Breece Hall had over 100 rushing yards. That's why the pass opened up for Justin Fields so well. That's why he was able to be confident with his throws. In this game, there was no run game. There was no pass game. We turned the ball over. Justin Fields coughed it up. Let's not forget the turnover he had. Yes, it was a great play from Joey Bosa, but the second offensive drive after we let the Buffalo Bills march down the field and get a touchdown the first possession, 7-0 Bills, and then the second offensive possession, the first play, Justin Fields gets the ball stripped, and all of a sudden it's a turnover. Right there, you're like, yeah, this is going to be one of those games. Jets fans know what to expect from that point on. You mix in a Michael Clemens roughing the passing penalty and a fumble on first down after giving up a touchdown. I mean, it all spiraled down from there. And at halftime, the Jets were only down 20-3. Like a 17-point deficit. It's big, but it's not massive in this sport. You can come back if you showed anything, but the Jets looked just as flat as they did in the second half. Awful. No signs of heart. It looked like they gave up. And I can go deep into this game and really give you, like, play by play, what were they doing? But the reality is, it looked like this team waved the white flag and gave up in the third quarter. And that is shocking, based off of the head coach I thought Aaron Glenn is. He did not have this team prepared. I did not see a coach that was coaching this team up to fight to the end. I didn't. A garbage time touchdown to Jeremy Ruckert at the end is not going to satisfy me. On 4th and 1, back in your own territory, you go for it there. You're down 3 or 4 scores. What do you think punting the ball is going to do when the Jets defense cannot stop a nosebleed? What do you think that's going to do? They don't go for it on 4th down. There was a sequence. The sequence that Justin Fields got concussed, unfortunately, that was brutal, man. Missed the throw, gets sacked, and then, like, 3 straight plays, you're just like, oh my God, we're that bad again. You know? I thought that the days of looking that bad was done. And shame on me for believing that. I really did. Like, I did not expect a lot of positive stuff to go down this year. I did not expect the Jets to go out there and shock the world with 11 wins. But what I did expect is to look like a competent, well-coached football team that's fundamental and is about the right stuff. And we looked like that last week, not this week. Now, this is a week-by-week league, folks. The Jets can go out there next week against Tampa Bay and look like a different team and steal a win, and we'll be thinking completely different. But right now, in this moment, after this loss to the division rival Buffalo Bills that we're trying to our best to dethrone, we looked incompetent. Okay? And for the people that keep saying, why are you surprised? I mean, I guess it's just on me. I'm not, like, it would be one thing if the Jets went out there against the Bills and we lost the game, but it was a tight game. We lost 27-24, and we're thinking to ourselves, man, Justin Fields had another good game, but just cannot make the winning play at the end. The Bills are just that good, 0-2. But that's not the feeling. The Jets got destroyed on all phases of the ball, got the time of possession. You can't even describe how dominant the Bills were, time of possession. Controlled the clock, won the turnover battle, rushed all over us. The defense, non-existent. Like, these are the things I thought we would see in the rearview mirror. But no, it's right in front of us. This team still feels like there's a long, bumpy road before we can be proud of this team. It's early on in the season, but now they are looking at an 0-2 hole, lost 2 games at home at MetLife Stadium, not defending home turf. The Pittsburgh Steelers, by the way, they just lost to the Seattle Seahawks. And I really don't want to go back to last week's game, but that loss, not getting that win, that is going to come back to bite us, man. That really is. Because we were so close to winning that game, and now instead of being 1-1, we're 0-2. And now the Jets got to go on the road to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. a team that has Baker Mayfield and all the weapons in the world to dice up our defense, and they got a crazy defense led by Todd Bowles to confuse our offense. Like, I do not see anything to be optimistic about right now, other than this football team, and I said this multiple times throughout the offseason, this team is going to be built on adversity. It's going to be built through failure. That does not guarantee that we're going to come out on the other side victorious, but I really strongly believe that we're not going to look good out of the gate. The offense is going to be an uphill battle. Honestly, they blew my expectations out of the water last week from a offensive perspective, but now the offense got grounded a little bit. Tanner Engstrand, that game plan was awful. I mean, you talk about even in the first quarter, let's talk about we finally showed life offensively. Hand off to Breece Hall, first down. And then the next play, a good throw to Garrett Wilson over the middle, the only good throw of the game. First down. Okay, the Jets are moving. We got some flow. I think the Jets were down 10-0 at this time. If they scored a touchdown, we got a ball game. But no, what happens? 1st and 10, they try to get cute and call this crazy fake end around to the rookie Arian Smith, who loses 10 yards. You can't have those negative plays. Like, especially when you have two positive plays, handing the ball to Breece, throwing to Garrett Wilson. Now you're going to a rookie who doesn't know what he's doing yet in this league. Keep going to your stars. Don't try to get too cute. I can nitpick certain plays that I did not like. That one, did not like. But you got to tip your cap. The Bills were prepared. They had a corner that was ready to go on that play in particular. But we had no answers for Josh Allen on 3rd down. I mean, how about this, too? Josh Allen gets hit in the nose, leaves the game with a bloody nose. And then on 3rd down and 6, every Jets fan's like, oh, we can catch a break. Mitch Trubisky, ice cold off the bench, has to come in on 3rd down. And what does he do? He throws an absolute dime over the top to Joshua Palmer over Sauce Gardner. I mean, in that moment, I'm like, wow, we are in for a long game. Allowing Mitch Trubisky to come in off the bench, ice cold, to put a dot on Sauce's head like that. Oh my God, it's beyond frustrating, man. That right there just shows you the type of season that we are enduring. And if you're a Jets fan, man, this feels like it's that same old Jets energy. That's the feeling. But I'm not going there yet personally. I still got to let this team, I'm going to wait until the bye week in week 9. I'm going to look at the Jets' record throughout 8 games, and then I will tell you about my feeling of this being the same old Jets. We're 2 weeks in. I'm not ready to hit the panic button yet. I'm not ready to call for Aaron Glenn's job like I'm seeing some people. Some people want to give this guy fire him. I'm not there yet, and you shouldn't be either. I mean, can we give this guy a chance to learn from mistakes before we're just going to throw him to the curb? I understand being passionate. I understand holding our own coach accountable as fans. But we have to realize that this team is going to be built through this adversity. And if they keep losing and we start the season 0-3 and then 0-4 and then 0-5 and 0-6, yeah, then we're going to start having those conversations. But I'm not ready to go there yet. I'm not ready to just give up on what Aaron Glenn is trying to build. And let's also not forget this. This is not an excuse. This is the reality. We faced the Buffalo Bills, who are power ranked the 2nd best team in the entire NFL. And I'm not saying that should make us feel any better, but that's just the reality. The Jets are trying to establish something. The Buffalo Bills have everything established. They're not trying to establish nothing other than being a Super Bowl team this year. And unfortunately for us, they're in our division, and we have to deal with them twice a year. But the reality is this, folks. Justin Fields and this Jets football team, we're not even close to being on the Buffalo Bills level. And nobody expected them to be that. But I want to remind, we did not get blown out by the Tennessee Titans. We did not get blown out by the New Orleans Saints. We got blown out by the Buffalo Bills, one of the best teams in the league. And we're not on that level. Upsets happen. So yeah, I was hopeful the Jets can pull off a division upset, maybe show something. But no, they didn't. I was wrong, and I'm not afraid to admit that. And it's just beyond frustrating here that this team looked this flat Like, you look at the stat line across the entire game, there's nothing that you're looking at and you're like, wow. Like, the only good player on the field today was a guy that no one is going to know who I'm going to say. The last player you can imagine for me to bring up in a positive light. And it's not even a big deal. Right? Jawan Briggs, the Jets defensive lineman that they traded for. I mean, he had 2 good plays on defense. Kudos to him. He had a sack, and he forced a fumble that the Jets were not able to recover. That's the only thing. That was good. That's it. Nothing else. Jamie Sherwood. I mean, he had 13 total tackles and 2 tackle for losses, but is he fulfilling that contract that we gave him in the offseason so far? I don't think so. Will McDonald, he got absolutely dominated today by Deion Dawkins. Every spin move he made, he kept them outside. I mean, Josh Allen is one of the hardest players in the NFL to sack, and we sacked him once. But the pass rush wasn't there. The run stopped. Like, the entire defense was just brutal. And the offense barely even got on the field because the Bills controlled the clock, and they did a great job. Like, you look at Josh Allen's stat line, it's laughable. He did not even need to do anything. Josh Allen did not need to do a thing. Josh Allen was 14 for 25, 148 yards passing. No touchdowns, no interceptions. And from a rushing standpoint, Josh Allen added 59 yards. Like, Josh did not need to do a thing. And that's not a knock on Josh Allen. That's just how bad the Jets are and how much they were able to rely on James Cook, their new high-paid running back, who had 21 carries for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, the Jets are just not able to stop the run. Just brutal, man. Just brutal. At the end of the day, man, we just got to look at this team and realize that we got a lot of figuring out to do. And that's okay, man. That's okay. But at the end of the day, I know my Jets faithful. I know how we operate as fans. We are not going to be patient with this new regime. We've been down this road with a new coaching staff and everything like that. Okay? And at the end of the day, games like this is painful to watch as a Jets fan, right? That's how I look at it. Painful. It just hurts when you're seeing your team like look that bad. It hurts as Jets fans. We've been down this road way too many times. I get it. I really do. And I'm really curious to listen to what Aaron Glenn has to say. I'm sure he already talked to the media. But I feel like the pain is hopefully going to turn into some happy vibes. You look at the schedule. You got 2 road games. One of them is on primetime, by the way. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the Jets will be on primetime in 2 weeks. Monday Night Football against the Dolphins. The whole world watching. And if the Jets do not beat the Bucs next week, which is going to be tough to do, the Jets are staring 0-3 in the face. And the Miami Dolphins, they're taking on the Buffalo Bills on a short week this week on Thursday. And if the Bills beat the Dolphins, it'll be 2 0-3 teams going up against each other on Monday Night Football. What a joke. What great representation of the AFC East. Just beyond frustrating, man. And I feel the wave of Jets fans flooding in. Same old Jets, sick of this nonsense. But I really hope that Jets fans can ground themselves and really try to give this coaching staff an opportunity to weather a storm. And I don't want to be that guy, but I want to remind everybody. Dan Campbell, when he was hired as the Lions head coach with Aaron Glenn under him as the defensive coordinator and Ben Johnson under him as the offensive coordinator, the Detroit Lions started like 0-8 or something crazy that first year. They were beyond bad in their first year. It took them until at the end of the season they showed life, and then in year 2 they started awful again, and then year 3 is where everything clicked, and now the Detroit Lions are the dominant Detroit Lions that we know now. That's not guaranteeing that the Jets are going to follow the same exact timeline as the Detroit Lions, but I just want to add some context to what I'm talking about here. That's all I'm doing. Because it takes time for these players and these teams to just, that's a new coaching staff, everything's new, to figure itself out. It does take time, man. And obviously, Jets fans don't have patience because we've been bad for so long. So why would we be patient as Jets fans when we've been terrible for so long, right? But that's the reality. You got to accept reality. You got to face it. Face reality. That's all it takes. It's looking reality in the face. And this Jets team, man, what a beyond frustrating game. It's got to laugh through the pain, man. Because I'm sitting here watching the game beyond, like, in disbelief. And some people are like, why are you so shocked? The Jets are always this bad. Why are you shocked? I'm sorry. I did not expect the Jets to look that bad. If we lost a close game, that's one thing. But based off of what I saw from this football team last week compared to this week, it's a night and day difference. And that's why I don't even know. And there's another whole thing that we need to talk about here. Is Tyrod Taylor going to be the guy next week? Tyrod Taylor, he subbed in for Justin Fields, who left with an apparent concussion. Is this Tyrod's team now? That's a whole other thing that we need to talk about. Is Tyrod Taylor quarterback one next week? Justin Fields has an issue staying healthy, and he was not able to finish the game. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they officially ruled him out with a concussion yet. I don't know. I have to double check, but I'm not sure if Fields technically has a concussion yet. I know that he was evaluated for a concussion, but I'm not sure if he's officially ruled with a concussion, because if he has a concussion, he's out for at least a game or two. And Tyrod definitely finished the game with more spunk and looked better, but it was garbage time. The Bills' defense was not trying anymore. But you look around the NFL and you see all these competitive games, and you look at the Jets against the Bills, and this game was a reality check. That's what it was. A full-on reality check. That's how I look at it. This is one of those games where it kind of humbles you. Not that we're coming off a win or anything, but it just makes you realize as a Jets fan there's a lot of work to do with this football team. And it's going to be up to Aaron Glenn to figure it out, weather the storm, deal with adversity. We've been down this road way too many times, Jets fans. Way too many times. All right? And I feel like us Jets fans, we've been through it all. We endure the suffering, unfortunately. We know what to expect with these teams. But at the end of the day, we still are here. And we're never not going to be here. We're never not going to root for our football team and show up every single Sunday. Because that's what makes Jets fans special. And that's why we are the most passionate fan base in the world. Because it's through adversity and it's through chaos, man. That's what it's through. It's through adversity and chaos. But luckily for us, we still got a full season to go. 15 more games, man. And hey, maybe the Jets go on a 15-game winning streak and finish 15-2 and are the number one seed. I'm joking. Relax. But this is a long season, and I'm excited to see what this team looks like, staring adversity in the face. How does Aaron Glenn discipline this football team? How does the offense, now coming off a good game last week, now coming off a bad game this week, how are they going to respond? Okay? But I am going to finish it off with this. Jets fans, please. I know you don't want to hear it, but we must be patient. Everything is brand new. It's not an excuse. It's the reality. Brand new culture, brand new quarterback, brand new coach. Everything's new. It's an install year. This is the season of laying the foundation down. And if we're ready to jump ship and go fire Aaron Glenn, fire everybody, then we are completely not here for the ride with Aaron Glenn. If you're giving up on this coach and this coaching staff after 2 games, check yourself. I'm not saying you got to believe that they're going to be great. That's not what I'm talking about. All I'm saying is let the season breathe. Let them weather the storm before you're so quick to wanting to fire everybody. So thanks for tuning into my Bleacher Report post-game recap live. My name is Richie, and hopefully next week we're not this pissed off after a game. Oh, brother. Just finished my recap. Was live on Bleacher Report. We got some super chats to get to. How about these games around the NFL right now? My goodness. Andres was a new member. Appreciate that. Lino TV, $2. What did I miss? How the Jets do? LMAO, you bums. Timu Ravens, LOL. Thanks for the $4, Lino. Very kind of you. Keep up the grind, Richie. Even as a Bills fan, I appreciate you and your contributions to the AFC's roundtable. Notice the difference between this Bills fan, Dan J, compared to my boy Lino TV. Hey, man, it's all love at the end of the day. I respect the trash talk. I respect the trash talk. But I appreciate the super chat, Dan. I really, really do. I really, really do, man. Let's do it. You're a Knicks fan? Shut the F up. Nah. I'm going to keep talking. And you're going to keep watching. And I'm going to keep rooting for my Knicks and the Mets and the Jets. Let's go. But at the end of the day, man, no need to panic. But I understand if Jets fans are panicking. I can't really do anything else. Richie, thanks for being here and great show. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Well, I was unable to win my sleeper picks this week because the Jets completely fell apart. But if you guys want to check out Sleeper for the latter half or Sunday Night Football, make sure you guys go check them out. With the code JETS, get a 100% deposit match up to $100 by using my code JETS. That is code JETS. Link at the top of the description, folks, to sign up today with my code JETS. Terms and conditions apply. Sign up for Sleeper. Big shout out to them for sponsoring the channel all throughout the season. I'm going to go make a video kind of breaking this game down a little bit more and collect my thoughts. But I'm out of here, folks. I appreciate you guys. This Cowboys-Giants game is crazy. And I'm going to enjoy it because I'm pissed. I'm going to make a video. It's going to be uploaded on the channel within the next half hour or an hour. See you guys then. Won't be a good video in terms of positivity. I'm at a rant.